This has the makings of a blockbuster final on the European Tour. It could be one of the best we've ever seen, but it's difficult to say that sometimes, because when you do...
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg is Michael to throw first. Game on.
It can turn out to be a damp squib, but I have every faith that that will not be the case.
It is not their first meeting on the stage, of course, in 2019. They met in the Premier League.
60.
Van Gerwen won 7-2. But Rob Cross, as you mentioned, has had ton-topping averages in every single round so far. Here in Leverkusen, wins against Steve Beaton. Johnny Clayton, that was his highest, the highest average of the tournament, 105.74. And then so off Justin Pipe and Peter Wright with 104 and change in the semis.
100.
They have actually met in this tournament as well.
First time Rob Cross beat Michael Van Gerwen was on this stage in this tournament in 2017.
So you could say that Rob Cross is unbeaten against MVG on this stage.
100.
First one.
Won't be the last. And there's every possibility we'll get another 9 here. He's looking 171 to leave 170. What a start. Strap in, everybody. This could be rather good.
Well, that's what they're playing for. Well, the one on the left anyway. But Van Gerwen is threatening to add another star to his
174
for this tournament.
170.
And he'll have to hold on to the first leg.
Oh, my word. Oh, what? Do you think this is going to be good? That's the proof. Look back at the last 12 darts. You may not see better darts ever.
Well, Van Gerwen, who took out the 147 for a 9-darter in the semi-final, begins the final by netting the big fish.
171, 170 out. 174 from Cross. Those averages, yes, they're probably irrelevant. But we know that Van Gerwen can kick at the end of tournaments and really punctuate.
Nothing's irrelevant, Paul. Rob Cross was losing with 151 average.
Ridiculous.
60.
It's laughable, but it's darts and it's brilliant. He's on for another one. Not anymore.
139.
I was going to let you call it, Paul.
He did a fabulous job on the last one, Murph. He broke his own curse.
140.
That's right, he's the first person to hit 2 on the European Tour.
He is, yes. Doubled his tally. Of course, Ross Smith, the only other one to hit 1 since we started streaming the events, but the likes of Colin Lloyd, Mark Webster.
Mark Webster got one at Sindelfingen.
Simon Whitlock.
Somebody in the practice room as well, when Van Gerwen got that 9-dart, who was laughing, was Ted Everts, because he's got 2 this year, and he said that Michael's gone in front. So there's a 9-dart race this year occurring, where Edhouse has got 2, Everts has got 2, Van Gerwen's has got 3. Borderline ridiculous.
Rob Cross has already had checkouts in this tournament of 130, 140, and he's already had 160. Not going to happen again.
100. Michael Leverkusen 45.
45 for the first break of throw in this match. Excellent.
On the second leg, Michael Van Gerwen.
I remember
the leg is Michael to throw first.
A final that Michael played on the European Tour in the Dutch Masters, where he was playing against Mervyn King, and Mervyn did not play poorly at all. But Michael had played well all tournament, but in the final he was off the scale. And that said to me that he has this ability to kick at the right times. There have been other times where it hasn't happened.
85.
2 years ago in Sindelfingen when Peter Wright won 6-0 in the final. That was a real surprise, but more often than not, he saves his best stuff for the final.
96.
Well, it wasn't happening for long stretches in the semi-final against Suljevic, and actually, the perfect leg is what changed everything in that match. And we are getting to the stage where we're asking what are the best 9-darters, but the timing of that one, the way the game was going, it wasn't like he was just easing to victory and chucked in a perfect leg for good measure.
133.
I think the 9-darters that are hit when they're needed to hit bit like Simon Whitlock's in the Premier League semi-final. I think that's got to be one of the best ones, because Hamilton was right up his tail. He really was.
100.
Well, Rob Cross not quite tailgating Michael van Gerwen in this match yet, but there's still a long way to go. The 170 checkout, incidentally,
100.
levelled the ton plus checkout statistics to 7 apiece in the tournament. Can Van Gerwen go in front?
96.
Almost surprised to see him miss that. Now, we saw a 95 earlier, which was a game changer for Peter Wright against Daryl Gurney. Can Rob Cross give himself double 5? Well, he's given himself the bullseye, the guaranteed shot. He's got to bend it around that first marker, and he's got it. Fantastic to keep himself in touch.
Holding his run to throw first.
And it was the break, so Cross gets it back on throw. Just come back to the point, Paul, that you mentioned about the meeting on this stage before. That was Cross's first win, a last 16 match in 2017. He lost in the next round to Mervyn King, who went on to reach the final that year. But the next 3 times they met were all in finals. 2 on the European Tour and then the European Championship final, when Cross was just starting to get closer and closer to Michael van Gerwen, and eventually he got his second win on the most famous stage of all, in perhaps the best match played on that stage.
Oh, unquestionably. I'll go toe-to-toe with any pundit, anybody on social media, to give me a better game that was played on the Ali Pali stage. I was there that day, as were you, Murph.
81.
And that game, that atmosphere, I'm sorry, but no other game has been as good as that at Ali Pali.
Well, Nicholson's laid down the social media gauntlet. Name a better duo. I'll wait.
108.
What's a 180 that is?
Name a better trio.
And another. Not quite.
125.
This is looking like a level game. Can we just make this best of 35? Because this could be toe-to-toe all the way.
Yeah, first to 8, the final.
Audacious. Unintentional.
Well, we've seen different routes for finishers. This weekend, here's Rob Cross going double-double inadvertently.
Oh, that was a nice little flick, wasn't it? Off the post. A bit like Raheem Sterling's penalty in the League Cup final off the underside of the bar.
58.
Now, it's worth mentioning that Michael van Gerwen's 9-darter in the semis took his tally of perfect legs to 21, and he's well aware of the fact that that leaves him 1 behind Phil Taylor.
41.
They're well aware that the players have played in different eras and against different levels of opponents on different boards with different equipment, but still Michael van Gerwen is determined to move ahead. If he can have any record, he wants it.
That's absolutely right.
And when he was informed how many he'd hit, it was him that asked how many has Phil Taylor hit.
That's motivating, isn't it? Because we ask him on many occasions when he's won titles like this, what's the motivating factor?
99.
And for him at this part of his career, it's records, isn't it? And there was a comical moment exchanged after his quarter-final against Gezi. Gezi was leaving the building and he said good luck to Michael. And Michael was sitting on a stool at the time. Peter Wright comes over, opens up Michael van Gerwen's pocket and starts looking for Gerwen Price. And they shared a bit of a giggle there.
174.
Well, superb setup shot from MVG. 174. He has actually only hit 7 180s in the tournament, but he's hit countless 170-something visits.
Game shot the fifth leg, Michael van Gerwen.
Standard 13-dart leg to maintain a very high average of 111. And Rob Cross, it seems like he's living in the 104 average house. Every time I look at his statistics, he's averaging 104 or better. Up for a 171.
171.
Becoming a bit of a running joke, this. Should we just bin the 180 stats
Well, there's going to be a
column.
9-darter in this leg, isn't there? Because both players have started perfectly.
Well,
It's
hang about.
inevitable.
No, see, Michael hasn't done it this way with a 1-7-1 start.
You made the point, Paul, in the practice room afterwards that you don't say congratulations for a 9-darter anymore. You say, how did you hit it?
140.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. In between the two semi-finals, we were saying that when someone comes into the practice room now and you say, oh, such and such has hit a 9-darter, because Rob Cross was not in the practice room when Michael hit the 9-darter. And people said, oh, Michael's hit a 9-darter. And he said, well, how did he get it? That was his first question. But Rob is on a 10 himself. Standard is astronomical here.
It really is not letting us down at all. Both players producing their best in the final.
We are seeing the two best players on the planet unquestionably right now.
Yeah, it's on the
10-darter from Cross.
So leg is Michael to throw first. Game on. $134.
Tell you what, Murph, I might have to shave my hair off for next year when I do go to Q school. There's obviously some sort of aerodynamic advantage.
I'm not sure that it's through choice for this pair.
100.
Look at that split.
But if you were to choose a pair to play in the final, I think plenty would have picked MVG and Rob Cross.
85.
Not a lot of chanting going on right now because they're so engrossed in the ability of the darters. And we're seeing phenomenal legs. I've had a lot of games this week where everything has been 15 and below, but this is another level on top of that. Huge averages. That 1-2-3 first 9 for Cross is big.
58.
Putting pressure on Van Gerwen.
That third max of the match takes his tournament tally to 18.
I don't think there's one statistic that's flashed on that screen in the last minute or so that is disappointing. Not one weakness in the
42.
game of Rob Cross or Van Gerwen.
Well, they have both missed a double.
Hit picker.
100.
And going teeing up at a 1-2-4 out, but Rob Cross isn't far behind here and he might get the chance to break.
Such
140.
consistent
Like
angles and
124.
such purpose. Really is in great nick. Double 18 needed for Bull.
99.
Surprised he missed it.
Over here,
This is a huge moment. This is for a break of throw. Guarantee that Rob Cross is going to go for a 7 and double 16.
2 darts for Rob Cross to hit the front for the first time in the final.
8 leg is Rob to throw first. Game on.
Rob Cross's performance levels so far in 2019 have been deserving of a title. Has he waited for a chance on the big stage? He had the chance, of course, at the UK Open. He kind of ran out of steam a little bit, taking nothing away from Nathan Aspinall, who was inspired in Minehead.
Not at all. And Rob came out and said that he just hit the wall. But I think that UK Open run will stand him in good stead, because the more you have deep runs like that, the more you play when you're tired, the stronger you get.
140.
Also, Rob Cross can beat Van Gerwen in finals. He did it in Brisbane. And there was a point in that final where he was behind.
60.
And then he had his period of going nuts, where he had a huge run of legs. The game has almost settled down out of the crazy period.
Van Gerwen has already picked up 3 titles this season, 4 this year.
99.
With the World Championship final being played on New Year's Day.
I think this is going to be the Premier League final.
I think it's the most likely Premier League final. Van Gerwen,
84.
as it stands, under threat of losing that perfect record of finishing top of the table. Rob Cross,
139.
hoping to become just the third man to do it.
121.
Now for a 2-leg gap. 17. Will be his target now.
53.
needs
Michael
the kind of finish that you see on the end of a 9. One of those would be handy. Pressure applied.
128. Robbie Maguire, 68.
Michael van Gerwen moved 2 legs clear after 2 legs. Rob Cross could be 2 clear after 8.
That was unintentional.
Yeah, he didn't mean to hit 8.
28.
He hasn't
Michael
found top,
Maguire,
so Van
16.
Gerwen can break straight back. Fine margins, but it could be the leg that matters.
Big shot.
Michael Van Gerwen. Right leg is
Yeah, the
Michael
kind of
throw
doubles that he
first.
missed against
Game.
Cross in that memorable semi-final at Ali Pali. Not this time. He has broken back. It does have to be said that Rob Cross was definitely going for a 16 for double there. Just a little bit of adrenaline on that big number dart. Forced him onto a double that he wasn't mentally ready for. Didn't really take a big break after that single. He's noted for that pause. He didn't take much of a pause.
96.
Certainly will be determined to get a title sooner rather than later, Rob Cross. Of course, the first half of the season important for him in terms of ranking money.
135.
It was the back end of 2017 when he started collecting the cash. All the big chunks of it, of course, with the big runs in TV majors that resulted in that incredible World Championship triumph, perhaps the most incredible World Championship success. But what he has done since then is shown that he's not a one-hit wonder.
99.
He was struggling to know where to go there because he wanted to leave 126 minimum, but he's had to go downstairs because the 60 was dangling a bit. 57 needed. Hit. Not moving back. Tickles the wire. Now, this has been the number of the weekend. This has been involved in a lot of really key finishes. 127 for the 7th seed.
Well, both of these players have taken out this very checkout, but Rob Cross hasn't threatened it there. So Van Gerwen can regain the impetus. And does.
Really hard, Van Gerwen. He's under pressure in this final, and he's been up to it the last few legs. Cross was the better player when Van Gerwen went 2-0 up.
96.
Now Van Gerwen has got the impetus and the momentum. Astonishing
60.
accuracy from both players. And spend a bit of time with them in the practice room. You just see what they do in practice, and this is no accident. They want this from themselves all the time.
125.
You wonder what the fans at home are thinking of this final. Make your opinions known by tweeting PDC at official PDC. Hashtag EDO19, which is the European Darts Open hashtag. What have you thought of this tournament? It has been a fabulous start to the Euro Tour for the year. And next week we go to Hildesheim near Hanover for Euro Tour number 2. A place where there's been a lot of great darts over the years.
Well, if it
about this one right now.
carries on like this, what a carry-on it will be on the Euro Tour in 2019. We've had all sorts going on that stage, and some of it, not just the darts that have been thrown at the board.
Robbie Maguire, 115.
Plenty to talk about. Headline will read, Cross a champion or Van Gerwen a champion? Going to a very important week in Rotterdam. 2 Premier League nights. Now,
2 treble 19s.
Yeah. Now, you can't afford a mistake here, Rob Cross. Single 20 for double 18, you think?
Well, it is his go-to double, isn't it? When he needs it, it is usually there for Rob Cross. Big moment. Big double.
At 20 and that double 18, you could have rested the spirit level on those two darts. They were exactly the same height.
108.
They were in exactly the same bed. And we're on another 9. And silly me said it, so I probably cursed it.
Well, it's now a race to 3 as MVG lands his first 3 in the treble 20.
Told you.
99.
Blame Paul Nicholson, but I don't think they will begrudge you that, having seen sensation in no time at all on the Euro Tour 2019.
Break of throw that Van Gerwen got back proves to be huge, because now that he has the throw in the odd number of legs, if it does go 7 each, you have to fancy Van Gerwen really. Turned from a game where there were breaks of throw into the guys really being strong on their throw.
59,
Fancy this might go all the way. Double 16. Brilliant. Won that leg by a mere 282 points.
Well, Voltage somewhere recharging his batteries, hoping to spark something in this leg.
100.
Electric darts from Rob Cross.
There are times, Murph, I'm sure you can attest to this, that it's really difficult to commentate on a game of this quality because all you want to do is sit back and watch it. It is that good. The state of darts right now is in such a good place.
I'm going to ask you a naughty question, Paul, but are you quite happy that you're having a year off watching this?
I find it quite motivational. Disappointed I didn't get a crack at Michael Van Gerwen last year in Gibraltar. I would love to have had another go at Michael in a Euro Tour big game. But look at this, and it makes you want to work hard. And if you're a young dart player or an older dart player, watching this at home,
142.
this doesn't motivate you. I don't think anything will. Look at the hard work that Rob Cross has done in the last 12 months, and he's back in finals where he belongs.
100.
That is a great last dart. Just to give himself that extra breathing space. Looking like 6-6.
139.
Well, it looks
Robbie
like
McGuire, 42.
whatever happens from here on in, that capacity crowd and all the viewers around the world have been given the final they deserve. And the final that this tournament deserves, because it has been an absolute belter. And it is going to be decided in a matter of 3 legs.
Could be decided with a mistake or a bit of brilliance. It could well boil down to a moment like the quarter-final with Gezi and Michael Van Gerwen, where Gezi missed a single 17, hit a 2. Then he hit the single 15 and missed tops.
100.
And then Van Gerwen breaks the heart of Gezi Price with a 118 check out on tops. Proving
96.
that the right way to go for 118 is 61st.
Well, yeah, let's not underestimate the significance of that moment, because Michael Van Gerwen could have been halfway to Holland right now.
100.
Surviving a match start against Gerwin Price.
Then live for another. Use himself 306. Well done there.
Well, this could be perfectly poised, this leg. Rob Cross, if he can find the lot here, could put himself in the box seat. Needs 2 trebles to leave a check out. Not going to happen.
If he got a treble 19, he was going to treble 18 anyway.
167.
Does he go for it? Does he go for it? Does he?
Nope.
135.
Show of respect for Rob Cross. He knows what he's up against here, and he wants to give himself the best possible chance to move within 1. of the win.
Well, in that spot, you either want a bit of glory. Well, now he's got to hit this double 60.
But it's proved to be the right choice, hasn't it? 'Cause he's got 3 clear at double when he comes back. He's hit it first dart. He would have had to waste one.
You missed the ball on the 167. You've then got 2 darts at double A, or would you rather have 3 at double 16?
Van Gerwen answered the question, but against a different opponent in a different match on a different day, he'd have gone for that bullseye.
That 45 from cross may be the whole difference in this contest.
Well,
That's how fine the margins are.
How he'd like to swap visits from the end of the previous leg to the start of this one, because a wasted maximum followed by a wasteful 45.
Not to say this, but this is statistically, from an average perspective, Rob's worst game. But Van Gerwen's best. And that is the difference. He's not over the line yet.
Are you saying he's bottled it, Paul?
No. Absolutely not. Like it's Nora, yeah? It could well be 7-7 in about 90 seconds time.
Well, we have to laugh that one, because they just make this game look ridiculously easy. The pair of them. And the thing is, it's not just these two, is it? They're the top 2 in the world rankings, but there are plenty of other big names involved in the story of darts in 2019.
Yeah. That 58 from Van Gerwen has just allowed Rob Cross to get back in this leg. Staying up there.
100.
Had the option of going to the 18s. Shows against it.
Well, he might have to go to his favourite double 18. And now a story of 245. Cross at the start of the leg. Looked like it perhaps could cost it him, but MVG might have handed it back to him, gift wrapped.
6 starts from 156. Providing that he gets rid of this Rob Cross, this tournament is going to be decided in a one-leg shootout. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Certainly not. And Rob Cross probably will get the chance to go for his
56.
preferred double.
Same again. 20 double 18.
His eyes are looking there.
Why change a winning formula? Extra white of the hand for double 18. Got to hit this double 9.
A nervous laugh from Rob Cross. Is that the last dart he throws?
Someone shouted out actually just before he went for that double 18, but this is for the match and the title.
Double 12 for Michael Van Gerwen to win the first European Tour event of 2019. And what an event it has been. The world number 1 beats the world number 2. Had a perfect leg in the semi-final, and that, for my money, was just about as perfect as a final could be. Quick word from Paul Nicholson on what we've witnessed this weekend before we hear from the winner, Michael Van Gerwen.
Magnificent event. The European Darts Open never fails to deliver. Van Gerwen picks up the title again, starts his European Tour campaign again in Event 1 with a win. But what we've seen from Rob Cross, wow. What a